All right, everybody, welcome back to the second installment of Last Drop Podcast. Today, I'm joined by my co-host Giuliano, and we're missing Angel today. He's in Mexico, I think. Hopefully,
He's still at the airport right now.
he's at the airport. Bless his soul. Good luck. Is he flying out of SEC or
Yeah.
is he flying out of SF?
I have no clue,
No, he's
honestly.
driving there. He's being smuggled back across the border. All right, and then we have our guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Fantastic.
Hello? Hello, I'm Ishmael Khan. I don't have anything to plug, so hello.
I like that you got yourself closer to the mic just to do that. You're like, hey guys,
Yeah, right?
hey guys,
What's up, guys?
yeah, so today's docket, we're going to be discussing video games and whatever we really want. It's going to be a little bit more relaxed of an episode. The first one was a bit serious just because we wanted to talk about one specific topic. Now we're a little bit more free. All right. So what I wanted to talk about, actually, myself, was a video game that I really like to do. So I guess we can go ahead and talk about what our favorite video game and why. I'm gonna kick it off. My favorite video game that I've loved since I was a child, and the series that I still love today, is gonna be Metal Gear Solid. God
Solid.
bless Snake. Snake is a gift upon this world.
Which one specifically?
I really liked Metal Gear Solid 3, but the first one I played was Metal Gear Solid 2. I feel like 3 was just built a lot better. Like the gameplay mechanics and, the entire thing of like, if you don't eat food, you'll die. So you had to like hunt
Oh
snakes
god.
and eat food. And then you would get sick and you had to like find medicine to cure yourself, or if you ate rotten food, because food would rot after a certain amount of time, you would get sick, and like if you smoked, you'd get sick. Like it was just really realistic in the sense of what you had to do to keep up. And the boss fights were absolutely amazing. Like the best boss fight for Metal Gear Solid 3 was the end, and it's this dude who's like 104, and he's the best sniper in the world, and he just doesn't.
Oh, I've heard about that one.
Yeah, and then he has a bird, and if you kill his bird, he'll get sad. He'll get like really upset. He will, oh, my bird, and it's the saddest moment because you have two ways to fight him. You can either like actually kill him, or what you do is that you literally wait a week. So like, how PS2s had an old SD card, right? It could read time. So if you waited a full week, he would just die.
That's so sad.
like when you get back in, it would be the cutscene of him dying, and like
Wait, like a real life week or like
yeah,
an in-game week?
If you wait a week, he would die. He would just die from old age, and I thought that was like really creative, and I really enjoyed it.
Dude, it's it.
Huh?
It's I don't know. For me, it's always like the little things that make like a game really enjoyable. Like you can have fancy graphics and all that other stuff, but it's just like, the little tiny stuff, you know?
Yeah, so like if you killed the bird, the cutscene would show the ghost of the bird, and if you didn't, it would be the real bird. And it's so much sadder when it's the ghost because he's like, "I'll never forget you," and then he just dies.
What
And
the
then,
fuck?
no. So all the bosses explode at the end. So he just explodes, and it's not like for any real reason. There's one guy whose name is the Pain, and he shoots bees at you. Like he has a Tommy gun that shoots bees.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's so rad. And then when he dies, he explodes with. Oh no, it's not bees. It's hornets. Yeah, it's hornets. And then that fight's really interesting actually, because if you hide in water, the bees or the hornets won't come after you. So it's like that. It's realistic in that sense. And then there's some sort of science I forgot, but it's like hornets are more attracted to like yellow color. Like it makes sense because of flowers, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like they don't like the color blue or something like that. And so if you wore a specific camo, then they would just wouldn't come after you. And if you wore a different one, more would come after you. And I was like, damn, this shit's
Damn.
like it was really like well thought out and innovated. God bless Hideo Kojima. Made Ritas and his funky fetus make the best of it in the what's it called, Death Stranding. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for that one.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it looks good, and
It looks pretty good.
I'm hoping Hideo doesn't overhype it with all the fantastic people that he has casted for it.
Is it possible for him to overhype it at this point? Because like if it's I don't know, I trust I've never played any of his games time it was free on PS4, but I don't know. Just like from the respect that he gets from other people, I respect if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah, I get
That's
you.
how I feel about it.
He has a
He's just kind of a legend.
Yeah,
yeah, like
he has a legacy.
I feel really bad for him because Metal Gear Solid 5 was it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. I actually really like Metal Gear Solid 5. What I didn't like is that once Kojima Productions like kicked or not Kojima, was it yeah, once they like kicked him off, you know, they
They released that like zombie
yeah, what was it called?
killing. Yeah,
Metal Gear Survive. Oh, and it was
Oh, yeah.
nasty because it was like Metal Gear Solid 5, but they turned the V into the V in Survive, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be whack, and it was terrible, like absolutely terrible. God.
I'm excited because I all I know is or all I've seen from him because I've never played any of the Metal Gear Solid games. I've never watched anyone play them either. I've only seen people play PT um and trailers of Death Stranding, and so I feel like he's really good at like horror shit. And he also did Silent Hill, didn't he? Or is it someone else?
No, Silent Hill was somebody else, but PT was gonna
yeah,
be a Silent Hill game. That's why. Hideo
Mm.
Kojima did
dude.
not write Silent Hill. That was somebody else.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
no,
remember who.
I totally agree with. Um, I'm sorry, I
Giuliano.
don't really. Yeah, sorry, Giuliano. Like, I agree with you completely, my dude. Like the first time it was free, Phantom Pain, like PS Plus member. So I was like, all right, cool, download it, whatever. And then I remember Noah saying he.
What?
By the way, that's like my notification sound. So if you text me, that's all you
Oh yeah.
hear. Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me text you real quick. That's okay.
Alright.
Continue with your thought.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put my phone up next to my mic so you can hear it. But yeah, so I downloaded it because I remember you saying like Metal Gear is like the best series of all time. And I played it, and I actually got like so freaking scared, dude. Like I am like it's really easy to scare me.
That's amazing.
What
That's
the
actually
fuck?
amazing.
Yeah, but it's like really easy for me to get scared. So when I like
You cut
pissing
out.
my pants. Yeah. So I
Oh,
don't know.
Like
He's just really good at how.
the way that Metal Gear Solid 5 opens is pretty interesting as well. And
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a spoiler alert about that one. We're gonna as a spoiler alert. You can spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Skip through this. I'll leave a timestamp where if I don't, then just like go past this.
Screw you.
But yeah, the cold opening was amazing because you don't know who Ismail is in like the very beginning. Did you finish it? Have you finished it?
I have not.
Okay, so are you okay if I like spoil it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Uh,
you don't play or Giuliano, do you want me to is it okay if I spoil it for you?
I think I already know the spoiler.
Okay, so you know how like everybody says that you're Big Boss?
Yeah.
yes.
You're not Big Boss.
Yeah, aren't you some guy that's like
You're just
reconstructed
some
to
you're
look
just
like
some
him?
soldier that was paid not paid but like worked closely with him and now you took up the mantle as Big Boss and then you're I forgot what your name is. You're like you're called Venom Snake, right? So what actually happened is Big Boss faked his death, or during the explosion, he escaped. He was Ismail. He was wrapped up and managed so that they couldn't tell who he was, and like that sets up for the rest of the Metal Gear Solid games. So like all the mobile, what is it called? Uh, it's like Mobile Ops, and then it's Peace Walker. It sets up for those two because it like shows that I have my PMC made, and now I'm gonna stop people from doing nuclear war. Oh, and then like last year, after how long was the game out? Like 3 years prior. Last year, people of Metal Gear Solid 5 finally got the true ending, and it's because they needed people like you could make nuclear weapons for your mother base, and then you could use them or just have them. And the true ending was the denuclearization ending. So everybody had to, disassemble all the nuclear weapons, and then you get an ending. That was the
Wait,
end.
so
Hmm.
the game came out
Uh huh.
and no one got the actual ending until 3 years after?
Yeah. So the
That's
game,
that's wild.
dude, I tell you, Hideo Kojima, like, he is wildin'. So
Oh,
if you played the like the prequel basically to Metal Gear Solid 5, it was like Spec Ops. I think it was called Spec Ops or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, there's like a side mission where you have to go and find all these different Metal Gear Solid title names, and then Cause will be like, no, not this one, and or that's perfect. That's a real one. It's referring to the games that Kojima worked on versus the ones he didn't, and it's like only the
dang.
good ones are the ones that like you're supposed to collect. So it's Hideo used a lot of small imagery about him being kicked off out of the company and then having to go start his own Kojima Productions. But like I don't know, I kind of feel like it's better for him to be an independent game creator at the moment, just
Yeah.
because the way that he's been going, he's kind of turned into a madman. He's like frantically writing and he's just casting the best people. Like, okay, who's the cast so far in Death Stranding? We have
Let me.
Norman Reedus, we have Mads Mikkelsen, we
I
have
got you.
the Lord and Savior himself, Guillermo de Toro, and then we have two or three female actresses. I forgot the name, but they're pretty famous as well. Uh, and then I guarantee that Kojima's gonna put himself in
You
there. I mean, he always
know,
does.
if if this game, if Death Stranding goes well, like I'm just gonna think like philosophical and big picture here. I think if Death Stranding does amazingly well, people will start taking video games seriously as like an art form.
I think
Like,
I
I
think
I
they're
would
already kind of
I
doing that.
yeah, I would disagree with you on
well,
that. I think people have been doing that since like early or not early 2000s, but like late or into the 2000s.
Like 2008,
like
because
I'm
I've played video games that were like actually works of art that I would consider.
yeah
I
no
played
I,
this collection of like small games that this dude made, and the last one is like him dealing with like a relationship gone wrong, and it's just really interesting to see how people put like their own emotions. It's like you know how
yeah
Van Gogh had like a blue period. You can see a transition between people's emotions when they make video games. So like it started off with these really creative sort of environment places, and then it transitioned into like you were inside of a bedroom, and then you would find a phone, and then when you would go outside, like the sky was the text messages, or like it was text boxes of his conversation, and he recorded it, and then you would climb up this ladder, and it was a work of art. It was a form
yeah
of visual art.
I, but I'm the the vast public, just like even people who just like I'm talking about people who like just play Red Dead and maybe Pokemon Go will start taking video games seriously.
Why do you
Like,
think that
because
is?
what?
Oh, why do you think that is?
Well, because one, the cast, right? The cast is like made up of almost like 90% of people who like have worked on movies.
Hey Julian, was it
Things.
cutting out a lot for you too?
Not really.
Oh, weird.
That's no good.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
because like the
that's
whole
great because that entire thing he just said just didn't exist.
movies before, so
Hmm.
my,
This one's gonna be a bad one. I can already tell.
what do you mean?
This recording's gonna be bad, cause for some reason you keep cutting out, or it's me. I need to figure something out.
Here, I'll shut up until I figure out how to fix it. Give me a second.
Well, I think it might be me. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I
Yeah, because I can hear you fine. I don't know. I think
Hmm. Alright, go ahead, guys.
I but basically my line of thinking is because the cast is made up of all like people who've worked on movies before, they could like kind of say, well, because this person's been on a movie before and now they're working on this, and this is like, it looks gorgeous, right? It looks amazing. And it has, because it's a Hideo Kojima game, it's always going to have amazing storyline.
Yeah.
So, like, with that all coming together and, the familiar faces, I feel like most people that play it and like watch it or whatever, they'll be able to like, oh, okay, this is a piece of art. This isn't like, oh, a video game that I can just play for fun and just to relax or like whatever. This is an art piece, or not only that, but also an art piece. Sorry,
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm excited.
It's exciting.
I'm also concerned because he really hyped it up. Like I feel like it's really hyped up in sense of gameplay and just general story. So I'm hoping I'm really hoping here that he doesn't let us down.
I
Another
think.
Fallout 76.
Oh god.
Christ.
All right, but that doesn't count because Todd kind of
Todd's the exact opposite of Hideo
Todd
Kojima.
is a special boy.
I would think that the only reason that this game would flop or like not live up to expectations is that his vision for it is something that like just in gaming technology you just can't do right now because it seems like a pretty wild game to be honest. So I
Oh
just
yeah.
think
And that's my
like
concern is that it looks like he's trying to push for a lot, but I also think it's not a lot at the same time. It's a lot of different aspects that have been in video games for a long time, but they're just coming together finally. So I'm hoping.
I'm yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but
Very good.
I'm curious to see if this is going to be more of like a movie game. If you know what, like a more linear type game where there's not as many choices or choices aren't really don't really matter,
Well,
or if this is genuinely going to be like your choices are going to have extreme consequences and have like their own direct storyline and branch like just like what we've come to accept from a game, but like just on a completely another level.
yeah, and that's kind of what he's trying to go for. Like from my understanding is that he's talked about how when you die, and but you just get a different, you get another like life. So dying is okay, but your death is recorded. Like have you guys seen the trailer where you end up in like a different world and you're like
yeah,
in the water? Yeah, that's the death
with the
world.
with the babies.
Yeah, and
Is that the only trailer?
no, there's been like two, and there's been a couple like gameplay stuff. The newest one that was like I think it was Video Game Awards from this year.
Hmm.
Oh, not from this year. It
I've
was
seen like three of them.
yeah. There's three. There's one where you see the freaking humongous ass thing just explode, and then there's another one where there's a lot. I don't
Yeah.
know how to.
Yeah. Sorry, go on
There's
though.
there's one where like you're walking around or the main character or whatever is just kind of walking around the world with like a backpack on, and that's really just the whole trailer. And then there's one where he's like walking out of a warehouse, and it's more
No, that's
story
that's that's
oriented.
that's a part of that one though.
No, there's two different ones. There and because I was thinking of the one because there's one where he interacts with another person with has like a that has like a black cloak on.
That's all one
But
trailer, Giuliano.
yeah,
That's all one long trailer. It has that intertwined, and then at the very end, it shows the guy with the gold mask, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm glad I saw you out here. We're gonna have some fun." And then he takes off his mask, and he spawns like a gold cat thing, and then you have to fight it with his goop.
hmm,
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be really good. Hopefully,
hopefully.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, plus I feel like the whole idea of the thing about it being on PS4 is it's not an exclusive, is it?
No, it's not. From my
Okay.
understanding, is that it's gonna be offered on everything but PC. So
I wonder why.
I
I mean, that's mm,
honestly,
I
I
feel like
think it's for I don't know.
I feel like it'd do better on PC than it would
Yeah,
on other
especially with the
platforms.
yeah.
RTX cards. Like, do you know how? Can you imagine those that sunlight, those rays, that ray tracing from the new RTX cards.
Those God rays.
it would have. This is this is pure speculation, but I feel like the whole idea on it being console is just so they only target the demographic that they want.
Well, Metal Gear Solid is known to be a PlayStation exclusive for the longest time.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Metal Gear Solid 5
I
was
don't.
not though,
No, it
Was
wasn't.
it? Oh no, it wasn't.
and neither was Metal Gear Survive.
Sadly, it wasn't.
Unfortunately,
It was able to be contained.
yeah, the virus escaped.
But I feel like they did it on PS4. It was like just on console, just so like because people. I'm gonna generalize, maybe pissing people off. People who
Maybe.
play on console. Wait, can we swear?
I don't care.
Okay, I'm gonna try not to swear. Basically, the people on console, they're much less serious. If that, like, they're a lot more
What were
casual.
you gonna
There's more.
say? What were you gonna say instead of that? Cause
Yeah, I want to know what he's gonna
yeah,
say.
I wanted to know. I want to know what you were gonna say.
What if he just like drops some like super racist stuff?
just say the N word.
No, please. I'm not
No, no, no,
demonetized, but I don't want to get banned.
no. I was just,
Because
I was
we
just.
did have the dude. What was his name? Matt Watson. Not Matt Watson from Super Mega, but Matt Watson, that dude who was causing problems with Apocalypse
Yeah,
World.
yeah, yeah. Make sure
Matt
not to put
Watson.
CP in the title.
Yeah. Oh, well, now it's inside of the. I have to edit that out. You
Algorithm.
said that. Yeah, because you said it. He means combat points. He means combat points.
Combat points, guys. No, all right. Do you guys actually want to hear what I was gonna say though?
Is will.
It's not racist.
Are
It
you
might
sure?
piss off. Yes, it might piss off people who play console,
That's fine.
but
Mm,
it's not racist. I was gonna call them
As long
filthy
as
fucking casuals.
damn.
you said that as if that was gonna be you're acting like you were gonna.
No, it's just I didn't. Whatever. Alright.
Do you know who you
Basically,
just insulted though? Juliana.
who?
No,
Kick him out.
You
my
don't play
PC is
PC,
not
huh?
strong enough. Huh?
You don't play PC, huh?
No, I only play PC for Star Wars Battlefront 2
Are you
and Faster Than Light. That's it.
Oh, okay. That last one's acceptable. It's a really good game. But yeah, what I was trying to say is
play, dude?
on
Hmm?
console, yeah,
Continue,
but
continue on console.
on console, it's
On
like
console.
you got people who are like playing, like NBA 2K and like uh
Yeah, you know,
Rainbow Six casually and all that other stuff. Like it's just a lot of people that don't really take it that seriously. While on PC, it's just like,
I think it's for certain games because I know a lot of people who are on console but like play Rainbow Six. They go hard.
oh yeah,
Oh
no,
hell yeah.
I'm just saying in general. Like that might just have to
Just
do
in
with our
general,
age
no.
demographic. And that might have to do with just our age demographic. But like most people, I'm gonna assume people who play on PC probably aren't like like 30 plus, except if you play WoW. They aren't 30 plus.
Don't you play well?
You know, 30. Yeah, I play WoW, but I'm a loser, dude. They aren't like 30, 40 plus. While on console, like everyone plays it. There's no like age discrimination.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
So
yeah.
I think that aspect is like just very important to the atmosphere of console and like why story games can be well, not story games, but just games in general are more accessible on console because you could be like, oh, this is the buttons I use to play NBA 2K. This is how I move in Death Stranding. Cool. It's like very. You play League, you use QWER. You really can't transfer that well to Death Stranding's.
Well, I also think it's gonna be like
It's my like theory.
yeah.
I think people are prone to play on console because I think it's just harder to find a good gaming PC, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
Like
well
if you
that's
don't,
it.
like you have to find one, and if you don't find one, then you have to make your own, and it's just like this big long process.
And
I
it's
do think it's
expensive.
becoming a lot
It's
more accessible.
expensive.
I do feel like it's becoming a lot more accessible though.
Yeah, but I mean, like just in general, as history has shown, it's been a little more difficult than just like, oh, I want a PS4, and then you get a PS4. You have to be like, well, what gaming PC do I want, and then do I want to make my own? Or like, there's like a lot of specifics that you need to know in order to see if you have a good one or not. But if you just have a PS4, you have a PS4. So I think it's just like it's easier accessibility to people who don't really know what's going on.
The mass
Yeah.
population.
Yeah,
Yeah. I also feel like the controls for Death Stranding won't be that complicated,
probably
so
not.
it'll be okay for console. Like, I know Smite was transferred over, but I don't know if the controls were that good. And it's the same thing for like CS:GO. CS:GO had its own port on the PlayStation, on not PlayStation, on the Xbox, and the arcade, and it was shit. Absolute garbage. Have you played
Okay.
CS:GO with the controller? I have. It's
I have.
god awful.
All right. Basically, this is what I was trying to, because I think I explained it bad. Basically, do you want people like Tyler One to play Death Stranding and give their like critique on it? Like I think that's why.
Yeah, and it's definitely for accessibility. And I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
he's been making games for 30 plus years now, and so he knows the market. He'll be okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
by the way, no, he did actually make Silent Hill. He was a designer on it.
oh.
So I
That
think
makes
he
sense.
actually, yeah. So I trust him with horror. Definitely,
Oh yeah.
if he worked on those games.
What? Wait, which Silent Hill? Like for the series?
Let me look up all of them
Do
real
you guys
quick. I
remember
know for
Alan
sure,
Wake? I just remembered Alan Wake.
dude. That
The
game was kind of
hell
cool.
is Alan
You've
Wake?
never heard of Alan Wake? Alan Wake was that
I
dude
have.
with a flashlight who had to fight like
That
shadows,
game was
and
kind of hard,
he wrote movies. Oh, he wrote like some.
and his wife went missing or something in the middle of the night, and he had to go find it. That game was hard because like you never had enough resources to fight off these monsters.
Jason,
Jason,
Jason. I know it's a different game, but they all had this sort of the same atmosphere. It was one dude looking for some
just one Caucasian male with brown hair.
with black hair looking for some. He's like, one's looking for his son, one's looking for his wife.
Dude, great.
One's in the forest, one's at a mall. Oh, and the other one has his kid. His kid get hit by a car. Heavy Rain was an interesting game.
I've never played it.
Yeah.
Really, really.
I've only heard things about it.
Same yeah. I watched like a little bit of Uber Hacks and Nova, dude. I watched like some of his gameplay.
Jason, I played it when it came out at this place in Modesto called the Gamers Lounge when I was younger because I didn't own a console. And so I would go and I would pay like $5 an hour to play whatever game I wanted on the system. It
Hmm.
was fantastic. And when I was 6 years old, I was like, I want to play Heavy Rain. And man, I sure did try.
Dang.
My 6 year old fucking
Did you get to the ending?
camp, 6 years old, Heavy Rain.
Well,
If you can't
no.
piece that together,
Of
no,
course, you got
I
to
got
the
as
ending.
far because I got bored with it as I got bored. I remember playing this like God, this is fucking shit, and then I remember going back to get like a different game.
Oof.
I'm really obsessed with Guitar Hero. Like Guitar Hero was my favorite game, but when I
Oh, dude, that
wasn't
was
playing like
dope.
yeah, when I wasn't playing like when I had a PS2, I played like 5 games maybe. I played Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. I played GTA San Andreas, Vice City, and then I played Guitar Hero 3. Guitar Hero 3 was the game I played the most. It's also like my dad's a musician and I play bass, so it's like looking back on life now, it makes a little bit of sense.
You wanted to be like your father.
Oh, no. Man, I come from a divorced family. So okay, I'm in a program called
Been
Stranding
there.
for the viewers, and there, right? As a joke with some of the crew members, I was like, who else has
Well,
their
you might want to
parents?
explain what Sea Scouts
I
is.
just no, it's fine. They can look it up. And I was like, hey guys, who else has their parents divorced? And they're like, I do. And it was like half of everybody, and we were like, yeah, broken family gang, haha, depression gang,
Damn.
uh, because our parents divorced. No, it's
I feel like
fantastic. Can you
You
not
see,
get it?
my family. They got out of divorcing.
how
That's
does
a
that
that's
work?
a really deep inside joke that Juliana's not even gonna get, and I'm not gonna explain that.
I'm, I'm
I
a little
really don't want that
confused.
on my conscience right now. So you can explain your situation if you'd like, but I'm really
uh,
not forthcoming.
uh, I'll
Do you
just
want to get
explain.
that personal? Because you know this is gonna be like on the internet, right? So
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I don't necessarily care all that much. If that, like, I mean, of course I care. I'll explain in 2 words. Dead mom. Uh,
dang.
yeah.
I can
I don't.
imagine
I don't.
Juliana's face. He looked back and he like his eyes got wide.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh, I guess the way I don't know. Just like for some reason, I don't necessarily feel so. I guess sensitive to that subject. I don't know why. I just don't.
pretty interesting.
Anyways,
This was
that's
when you
that.
were younger.
Anyway,
I think.
VR. Ushering
It's
into
the
VR.
hard left turn.
So my favorite game is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Let's talk about that.
Do do do
Great.
do 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 do. You should just get good with like a morning
do,
theme.
do you get all right? I'll take us back on subject because I'm the one who took us off of it. What are you guys' favorite games to just relax? Because we talked about games that are just like amazing artistic pieces,
I'm glad that Juliana
right?
got to finish this conversation piece.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna respond again with Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
When I like to
Huh?
relax, I play a couple different games. I either play I
Minecraft.
actually don't know. I really don't feel like I play games to
Yes.
relax.
I do because okay,
Yeah.
you okay. So I think you should also be able to relate to this. I just don't know if you figured it out yet. So you play very competitive games, also.
Yeah.
I play very competitive fighting games.
Uh huh.
When I get too upset,
Uh huh.
I always turn to like a really beautiful, just roam around and explore kind of game, so that I can center myself. You know what I mean? And
Yeah. I
I
bought
think it
this
does really
game
good.
that I have yet to finish on Steam called Old Man's Journey, and it's supposed to. There's no words, but it's supposed to be a story-driven game. Like it's
Yeah.
all right. So it's kind of like a story-driven game, and it's there's no words, so it's kind of like Hyper Light Drifter if you ever played that, but it's all told through like pictures and events that are occurring, and you kind of like figure it out yourself. And I've barely started, and it's just kind of walking, but it's beautifully like drawn, and it looks really good, and it was peaceful. I was a solid 15 to 20 minutes that I played it. All I did was walk around as an old man. It was great.
Damn.
Julian, I have a question for you though.
What's up?
Have you ever played it? Do you play on PS4?
Yeah. PS4,
Have
Xbox, pretty much
so you play
everything
all?
except for PC.
Yes, you play all the consoles. Have you ever played a game called Grow Home?
Grow Home.
Yeah,
I don't think I have. Let me look it up real quick.
it's I don't know.
Oh
Whenever,
no, I've
yeah,
never played it, but I've watched a YouTube channel called Game Grumps play it.
yeah. Whenever I'm
Shout out to
like
Game Grumps.
just
Huh?
shout
Shout out
out
to
to
Game.
Game
Yeah, shout
Grumps.
out to Game Grumps real quick. They're a
Uh,
Spotify channel that does
Just
gameplay.
just give them a
but
plug
They're
real
kind of
quick.
small, but we'll give them a help.
yeah, yeah,
They just recently hit 5 million. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. Pretty small channel. I think we can help them out.
Only 5 million. You know, it's like four.
Damn.
Uh, for subs. Um,
Four in
but
total.
basic. Whenever like I have a hierarchy of relaxing games, right? For me, Bro Home is at the very top. When I'm gonna like kill someone, if they dare look at me, I shut down my computer, just close everything, and just launch up Go Home because that is the most peaceful fucking game in existence.
Dude.
Like for me personally, I just love the aesthetic and like the idea of like you're just a fucking robot and you got a tree or a plant. Fuck it. It's like there's no consequences. It's beautiful.
My number one.
Hours is the same thing as having a blood alcohol content level of 0.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Hey, good morning. Let's talk about that.
What's your guys' favorite fast food restaurants?
We're just dishing out questions today, aren't we?
It's tossing.
Mine is
We can
In
cut
and
this
Out.
one short if you guys want. Like this is kind of just a.
No, I think we should just keep going till like an hour.
All right, we're at 35 minutes, so we'll keep going. Like chain or local?
It doesn't matter. Well, fast food, I would consider just chain restaurants. So chain, yeah.
I was gonna say Flips, but that's not a chain, damn you.
That's local.
Well, but it's still considered fast
That
food.
would
Yeah?
okay.
Because wouldn't it be
This
like
is
it's a burger joint? Just go and get a.
this is how I categorize things. If it's not a chain, then it's just a joint, right?
Just a
So it'd be a burger joint, or it'd be like something else. But if it is a chain, then it's fast food.
All right, then In and Out. In and Out's the. Actually, I have this conflicting relationship with In and Out and Taco Bell. I fucking love Taco Bell. And I've done some research about Taco Bell. Like almost all of their products aren't actually meat, so it's actually the healthiest fast food chain next to like fucking Chipotle because like a lot of the product isn't real meat, so it's all soy based product.
Oh.
So it's actually healthy for you. So shout out to Taco Bell, Mr. Bell.
Just give a plug to Taco Bell real quick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mountain Dew.
Real quick, what's Taco Bell's net worth? Not net worth, but total revenue. You guys can continue. You guys can continue talking about whatever. Yeah, I'm actually gonna look it up real quick.
All right, yeah. Taco Bell is fucking sick. I love Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, only about 2 billion. Yeah, small company.
Oh well, they need the help.
Yeah, we'll give them a shout out.
We have collectively a total of $5. So
Yep.
No, we haven't made any AdSense, and we have 4 subs. We had like 23 views in the last video, so I don't understand where those other 19 people went, but it's kind of.
Is it the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse?
It's fucking Kong, Naveed, and shout out to Kong, shout out to Naveed.
Let me sub real quick. What's your YouTube channel?
It's the Last Drop Podcast. Shout out to the Last Drop Podcast. Their new channel starting up.
Yeah.
No, I hear the second channel is pretty iffy. Second episode, they brought a new guest.
Did their second episode come up already?
Nah, it's in the books.
I think Last Drop Podcast is already a thing.
Fuck it, we're it now.
Well, we just have to beat them out of it, and then we'll be Last Drop.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I just looked up Last Drop Podcast, and there's like already images.
Nah, I'm going on YouTube now.
Huh?
So I'm going on YouTube right now. Well,
it's on Stitcher.
Anyways. Oh yeah, no, it's Last Drop Records.
I just found that was Last Drop Podcast.
That's us.
Oh, they basically get the same amount of subs as you guys, so we'll be fine.
I said
Throwing shade.
Drop Podcast.
Okay. We're getting too meta. Too meta.
No, we gotta go deeper into the whole every.
Oh,
You better be screen recording this at least.
No, shout out to Anthony Fantano, best music reviews out there. He's a he's a starting YouTube channel. Melonheads.
Cal Cuchesta.
Cal Chesta, Boku.
Cal Chuchesta.
Cal Chica. Yeah.
It's pretty good. So what do you play? What do you play to relax, Julian?
Alright, yeah, that's fine.
You never answered. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Noah. Gosh, dude.
I bring you on my podcast. Me, Juliano, will just say you disrespect me in my own home. You're gonna get a dead rat in there.
most.
You're gonna.
I swear to God, if you actually bring me a dead rat, dude, I'm
Yes.
gonna. Could you?
Oh my! Can you imagine how your dad would call the police? He'd be like, "I'm not involved with the mafia, but I got a dead rat somehow."
Got a fucking dead rat.
Shout out to my man Sasuke. I don't watch Naruto, but I know he exists.
Bro,
Stop.
Can you give a shout out to
Stop.
Ricardo?
bro,
I don't want the Ricardo to
Fuck.
die. I don't want the Ricardo meme
uh,
to die, but it's dying.
Dude,
dude,
Ricardo is so
who is
good.
Ricardo?
Shut up.
He's just a male escort. Like he just dances.
If
He is
anybody,
not a male escort. He is a male god.
Remember when Filthy Frank was famous?
he,
Filthy
oh
Frank.
yeah,
Remember
didn't he?
how he had that friend named Prometheus, and it was the dude who wore the pink thong.
What? I never
Ricardo.
actually got into him like that. Let me figure this
I
out.
really I thought it was interesting at the time. Let's talk
Oh
about
yeah.
Frank for a second because his
Yeah.
content, right? Pretty interesting for what it was during the time because it was something odd. It was something that was like satirical and it's something I could get behind. The unfortunate
Yeah.
part about like society now is that they're very sensitive to that type of stuff. So something like Filthy Frank could like never exist
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. It's a relic of its time. It is. I don't know, dude. Like it just pisses me off.
And
Like,
I'm
I
really
don't know.
I'm actually kind of upset that he didn't give an official
Continue.
goodbye. Shout out to Joji. He's
Well,
an up and coming rapper and songwriter.
I
Jonesy.
think
Joji.
I think it ends off better with without a goodbye. You know, because I don't
Did
know.
he at least tweet?
He did tweet. He tweeted.
Okay,
He's like,
okay,
I'm no
that's good
longer.
enough. I'm not on Twitter anymore.
Yeah, he didn't put out like a video or anything, but he was just like, I'm not doing that anymore. So I was
Yeah,
like, okay.
he made a book, so I'm sure the book probably had like a YouTube link to the last video. Some
Damn.
crazy shit like that. Like there's a whole loop. So yeah. Anyways,
It's like a secret message. Every like capitalized letter that isn't supposed to be spells out the YouTube link.
yeah, it's the first letter from every other video he's posted since Disaster Music or whatever. His first YouTube channel.
But no, like I don't know, Filthy Frank, Joji, George Miller, whatever the hell, right? He's an interesting being, right? Because like I feel like genuinely, I know he doesn't have it, but he is very one of those few artists that have multiple characters that they actually embody. I only ever saw a like comedian do that, and now that like him and a comedian do that, so that's like just very interesting because he has Joji, who's like a deep like
Joji's no,
oh
he is Joji.
well yeah,
He is George
but
Miller. Joji is
yeah
George. Just
yeah, but you know what I mean, like Joji or George Miller, the artist Joji is very like sad and not usually upbeat, right? But then you got Filthy Frank, who's like the exact counter opposite. Nothing serious. Everything's a fucking joke.
that kind that yeah the philosophy behind like Filthy Frank though I kind of enjoyed in the sense of
Yeah.
like it. I'm probably gonna get some hate for this, but I like the idea that it's either you're able to make fun of everybody or you can't make fun of anybody, because
Oh yeah.
I think it should be okay for everybody to make jokes about anybody because it's meant to be
Yeah.
as a joke. If you get offended, like it's not
You're
the
not
person's
taking the
fault
joke.
because it's meant to be a joke. Like I think there's a form of beauty in the sense of making fun of something that's supposed to be serious, like
Yeah.
satire.
I
You know?
I I, I genuinely wrote like essays and papers about comedy because I fucking love it. Like I don't know, it's such a great tool. Right?
Yeah.
But it's like it comedy itself is funny to me, the concept, right? Because like you piss people off, Inevitable. You eventually have to piss people off, but it's also used to like help people and heal and bring people together.
Yeah.
It's just like so weird to me is that thing can be both at the same time. Sometimes to the same people. Like if you make a homophobic joke, like you're normalizing homosexuality. Sometimes, depending on how good of a joke
Sometimes
it
it depends. Yeah.
is. Sometimes it's just hatred. It's just like sometimes pure hatred. I'm talking about like the ones that aren't the more mild ones, if you say. But like they'll piss some of them off.
I
Yeah,
think it was
it's
Tyler the Creator who was he talked about like faggot. He talked about that word a lot, and he was like, I use a lot because I don't think it's offensive, and I'm trying to normalize it so that it loses its sense of like that like the sense of
yeah.
it loses the sense of like urgency
It,
in a way for it to
it's edge.
its edge, but I'm trying to think of a better word. Its value. It's like
Ah,
those type of words that are like considered offensive. They're only considered offensive because we hold it to that standard, and we put it on a pedestal where like you can't use this word, and if you do, it's offensive. But if you just like if you just don't consider it offensive, or if it's normalized in a sense, like if it's just used right, then it just becomes another word. It's like me saying poo poo pee
yeah,
pee. It's just a word. It doesn't mean anything. It's just they're just words, and I understand that like for a lot of those words, the reason why is because of the history behind it. But at the same time, like, why are we holding on to something that's extremely offensive to begin with? Why can't we just move on from that?
yeah,
Like, if it's something terrible, like if it's a terrible thing that we know is bad, and we like should move on from it because we're trying not to make the same mistake. Why are we going to keep it in the works still as something that like is still considered relevant? It's just I don't know. I feel like that entire situation is very interesting.
I
yeah.
think
I don't know.
it has to do a lot with like time, really. Like I think people um will use a phrase or a word as like a hateful form of speech towards a certain group of people. Like just doesn't matter. Like any kind of group of people, there's like a derogatory term
Yeah,
for any person,
yeah,
and I think it's just that that can be used for so long that even that group of people will start to feel the hate, and it just becomes like, oh, that's just a hateful word, and then in their culture they understand that if someone says that to you, that's like the worst kind of disrespect kind of thing. And so it's like once people start transitioning from, oh, that's a hateful word, to we shouldn't be saying that, um, and then we should make jokes about it, people are still going to get offended because it's just part of their group's culture and their history,
yeah,
that that they should be offended by this, and everything they know is to be offended by this. But people are making jokes about it, and so they're like, well, like I think a lot of the times it's just what gives you the authority to make the joke about that. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Um, which is why I think like there's like the whole idea of like, oh, if you're a certain race or a certain group of people, you
You can't
can
say that word.
you can you can be derogatory towards your own people, but not towards other people. Like that idea, kind
Yeah,
of like the authority behind like why you can joke about that. And I think it's just people need the time to transition from hate speech to funny joke. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah, and I definitely think now we're at a very sensitive time for that type of stuff. It's unfortunate, but I also think you brought up the point of how like certain groups will hold on to that word because of its meaning, or like they'll tell each other that that
Pers-
word is offensive. I think I think they need to everybody right. No matter what group you are, there's always going to be a word that describes you in a derogatory term. Like you need to stop enforcing that that word is offensive, and instead of saying that it is currently offensive, teach that in the past it was used as an offensive word, and then like learn why it should like try to move out of it being offensive to it just being a word because
Yeah. I mean, Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
get
feel
it.
like it's a very sensitive situation, but like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I understand the importance of learning like the history behind what was considered a hateful word, or like why it was considered hateful. But I also think it's important to teach a better side of it, like to see a better way to that.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
why did
mean
this podcast get so real? This is literally a
We actually
podcast about
started
video
with
games.
video games. What an interesting podcast. We gotta go to
small
the
for the
next one.
tax. Real quick. Yeah, no. For some reason, I don't know. I've said that this podcast is past hour, but a lot of things are ironic and like making words hateful or what we consider hateful words like not hateful, at least right now, is just very, very, very ironic that like we won't accept it, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Because people are like let's take for instance a faggot, right? Like that literally refers to gay people being burned alive. Like that is like a direct correlation
Very
to
close.
that. But like people don't want us saying it. And sure, you can see why we shouldn't say it, but if we normalize it, then you can change the meaning. Like I'm taking U.S. history, like the word Quaker. We just see that as a way to describe a branch of Christianity. But when like in the founding of the U.S., it was like very, very offensive. It was like their N word to call them that. But because they just were like, oh, okay, cool, you called me a Quaker? I don't care.
You called
I
me
am a
Quaker.
Quaker.
I am Quaker.
Yeah, they just accepted it and didn't let it hurt and punch
and
and
then and then it wasn't
now,
considered offensive because the people who were
yeah,
using it derogatory got tired. They were like, all right, well they're just not even offended by it anymore. So I'm just not gonna use
it's
it
like
to offend them
it's
because
like it, yeah. Whenever I'm like feel like I'm getting picked on, like slightly bullied, I just accept it, dude.
what do you consider by being bullied? Like somebody calls
Like,
you a dum dum poopy
oh
head.
yeah, a bunch of people call me gay, right? And so I was just like, I didn't really necessarily like that, because they were being really rude about it.
Yeah.
So and then I got to a point where I just fucking accepted it. So like legitimately to the point where the person that was like making homophobic jokes to me, I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gay, but at least you'll marry me. And I get I like reversed it and just embraced it.
Yeah, I think like that type of stuff is important because
Oh yeah.
I think it's better to make a joke out of a bad situation than to make a bad situation worse. And I definitely think that's the way to go about it because like there is this meme. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you. But it was like being a straight male, and then it was being gay around your homies, and I was like, man, that's or acting gay around your homies, and I was like, well, pretty sure that's like a legit thing. Uh, you act homosexual, but you're not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're in a really interesting current state in the world, and I feel like we need to become desensitized because it makes it hard to make jokes.
I think we're in the transition period right now
From desensitizing?
of of like that's like, oh, that's the worst thing you could ever say to someone, and then just being like just casually dropping like derogatory terms
Yeah.
or making jokes about them.
What
Because
used
I
to be
think,
derogatory terms.
yeah, like what used to be derogatory, or they're kind of still derogatory terms. We're just making jokes
Yeah,
about
because
Yeah,
I
and
don't
if
really
I
think we're out of the transition phase yet. I still
them.
feel
Yeah,
like we're
I
working
think we're
towards it.
like people are all kind of coming together. There's not really a lot of abrasiveness towards each other really going on anymore. We're just kind of getting past our history and learning to understand each other more. And then I give it like 60, 70 years and everything will be perfectly fine. And I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like people are still going to want to hate each other,
oh
but
yeah,
I
no,
think
that never changes.
it'll definitely be better. And there's probably everyone's just going to be like, "Oh, you're saying that? I get cool. That was like a 70-year-old phrase. Doesn't matter.
Congratulations, you know history.
Stale meme.
Cool." That's like when
Stale
you
They're
meme.
just
that's
gonna
like
be like, wow, stale meme,
that's
bro.
like
Stale meme.
you say the word tart right, as a joke, right?
Yeah. Oh man, I think
But
that word's so funny.
if you jumped into the past and was like, "Hey, what's up, tart?" Like you would have solidly offend some women.
Yeah.
But if you just said that to like one of the girls at our school, they'd be like,
What does
"Cool,
that mean?
cool, cool," and then they just walk away.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even know what it means.
You know what? I think that's really interesting that you bring that up because I like to make jokes now. I was talking with a family member and they were like, "Oh, what? Are you taking anybody to prom?" And I was like, "No, no, I'm not." They're like, "Well, are you gonna, find a date?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't really think so." And then we transitioned to like talking about dating somehow, and I was like, "Man, I can't wait to when I get married so I can finally see a woman's ankle." Whew,
Oh gosh.
can you imagine,
Oh my
dude?
You
gosh.
guys joke about that, but I come from a Muslim household. Like
Okay,
that
okay,
shit is still like.
and that's my point. Is that contributes then to like history, right? I almost said
Oh
historical,
yeah,
but like in America, right during the 1700s and 1800s, even like even up to like probably the 1920s, like
Yeah, the
seeing
early 1900s.
yeah, like
It was
seeing anything on a woman that wasn't her hands or her face was like you're either privileged
scandalous.
or they were considered a tart, right? So that whole idea is that like we are slowly transitioning out of a certain age for the entire world. And we're also kind of reaching a moment where we become a globalized civilization where we aren't, going to be continued to be separated by just borders. We'll just be
GMP,
citizens of the world.
GMP, GMP, GMP.
GMP. Shout out to Dean Gualco. Buy his new book.
What's this book called?
I forgot.
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
Shadow.
we're gonna
Think
give a
about the
plug to Dean
futures.
Gualco, but we got about 4 minutes left. I guess my closing remarks are go out there, make some jokes, try not to offend people, and then teach. Just teach. Teach people how to not be
For
so
the love.
sensitive. Cause it,
For the love and laugh.
yeah, how to love and laugh. Cause I think it's important for people to just move on. And I feel like we're holding on to a lot of our pieces of our history.
Real
Not
quick, can I?
I know this is gonna sound kind of like
Can I?
I'm trying to think of a word. This is gonna sound kind of like sketchy, I guess, but it's because they want everybody wants to feel important, and I think if everybody holds on to a piece of our history that made us the center of attention, it keeps us in that mindset of being important. And I think it's kind of unfortunate because we're holding on to pieces of bad history that made us important, and I think like it's holding us back from moving forward with our civilization. As being
Yeah.
from like a native Hawaiian person, right? I still hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, the white man came through the islands and now they've ruined all of our beautiful beaches, or they're making money off of what the gods gave to us. And I I think it's important to learn about that type of history, but I also think if we hold on to it, it'll hold us back because
Yes, that's very important.
If I may,
yeah,
well, I'm gonna try to summarize what you're trying to say, and I might get it completely wrong and butcher it, but it's kind of like what the like the official statement of like the Jewish or Judaist religion is on like the Holocaust is that they forgive, but they will never forget. Like they forgive everybody, but they will not forget it. They will remember it, but you know
yeah,
they aren't letting it hold them back.
yeah,
My people will
I
hold
think
on to that.
that's. Go ahead, Brandon.
Yes,
What was that?
Said my people will hold on to that.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the important thing is that hold on to our history, but go out and make new. Like go out and write history, because if you continue to hold on to that past, you won't be able to look towards the future. You know what's the saying? It's like you can never move forward if you're always looking back.
yeah.
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 All right. Any other closing remarks before we shut her down?
Oh wait, sorry. Go.
Any other closing remarks
Go
before we shut it down?
Can I say two real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Whatever you want.
One is for you two. Thank you for letting me be on your podcast. It was actually a lot of fun, and it was just fun talking through video games and topics and other stuff.
We'd love to have you
And
back, or
Yeah.
potentially
oh,
as a fourth co-host.
dude, I would absolutely love to come back. This is so much fun.
I
Um,
I'm glad I finally got to meet you over Discord. I've heard a lot of things about you.
oh, hopefully they were good.
They're all right.
I saw that picture. It's you holding finger guns, and it says he
Oh,
attacked, but he
oh my
didn't.
god,
Dude, it's
I hate that. I hate
dude.
that so much.
Shout out to Aisha, Ishmael's older sister. She made that meme. God bless her.
God,
Aisha,
you
didn't she
better
slit
not
her
put that in
throat?
the video.
I'm gonna. What if I just edited it in? What if this entire like section? I'm gonna
Oh
put
my
that as like
god,
the main image over everything.
I hate
You
you.
should.
I will actually hate you, dude.
I'm not gonna put it up. I'm not gonna put it up at all.
Thank you, thank you.
That's just for me
Yeah.
to share with everybody else.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right,
No problem.
and we'll see you next time, guys.